Good morning, everyone. I'm having a cup of coffee and I hope so are you. Cheers. So this morning, I want to continue on the subject of cognitive distortions because I believe it affects so many things in our lives, especially when you have a disagreement with your partner or hubby or wife. And it's interesting because recently I had perhaps one of two disagreements with my hubby for the year. We don't often disagree on much or anything. He's also not much of a communicator, whereas I'm more of a talker, overly communicative. So that brings a challenge of its own. However, like I've always said, my hubby is certainly my best friend, and I'm so grateful that regardless of what the situation, inevitably we always find a way to talk about it or at least come to a mutual conclusion about it. And he reminds me so much of Brendan, because whereas Brendan always said, "Mom, don't come with your psychic shit," whenever I wanted to give him guidance, my hubby has this habit that the minute I start talking about perceptions or thoughts or behavioral problems or tendencies, he'll say, "Don't start psyching me. Don't treat me like one of your clients." And if truth be told, it's very hard for me not to, because I live what I love and I do what I love. So of course that pours into every other aspect of my life. And so I'm forever filtering, policing thoughts, analyzing, maybe over-analyzing at times. And I really hope he's not watching this video, because he will hold it as evidence against me. But even if he is, then babe, you're doing a damn good job managing me. I'll guarantee you that. But in addition to that, in our recent disagreement, and once before, he always said to me, "I know you better than you know yourself." And that may be true on certain levels, because he certainly does know a lot of traits about me, and he knows most of my likes and dislikes, and he knows my heart, and what's more important than that. However, like I said to him recently, I said, "You don't live in my mind, so you don't know what I'm thinking. So unless I tell you what my thoughts are, you have no proof of assuming that you know." And that brings us to the third fact on our list of cognitive distortions, which is jumping to conclusions. So very many of us assume that because we feel we know the person, we think we know exactly what they're thinking. But in actual fact, you don't. You never know what another human being's exact thoughts are or intentions until you actually ask and get a straightforward answer back from them. It's very nice to feel that you know a person so well that you can already preempt what their next action will be, and even what their next thought will be. But I believe assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups. So I believe that's also true in assuming that. So the best policy is to ask, to communicate, and talk about the things that bother you. Talk about things you're unclear about. And one of the aspects my hubby mentioned that he feel I can improve on is in terms of how I ask questions. I definitely used to be guilty of overthinking, and I changed my patterns and behavior to rather inquire and ask questions. But like he said, it's not what you ask, it's how you ask it. And there is truth in that, and that's something I can work on. So I've now come to the conclusion that that's certainly an area that I will focus my mind on to improve. And my first resolution is not to ask questions when I'm in the heat of the moment. Because yes, I definitely have a tendency to be very sarcastic, and I definitely also probably ask questions in a clipped way instead of a gentle way, which then in return can get his back up. So now, what is it that you're struggling with, and what is it that you can work on? Whether it's a specific issue or whether it is how you handle a certain issue. Think about it, and let's all work together in improving ourselves and coming to different ideas or reaching different outcomes than what we've done so far. I'm very blessed to have a very happy, fulfilling marriage, but that doesn't mean there is no room for improvement. So life is an incredible journey of constant improvement, and where change is inevitable, it's how we deal with it that's constant. Now, on a different note, I want to invite all of you to join me on Facebook Friday afternoon, Sydney time at 4 p.m. because on my good friend, or rather soul sister's advice, Inga, thank you, I'm going to take the brave step to go live on Facebook, and we're going to have a little bit of tarot play. And any questions you may have or any guidance you seek, that's your opportunity. It's free, it's for you, and it's going to be fun. So join me and let's continue this precious journey together. And I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week, and look forward to the weekend. I'll be there. So 4 o'clock Sydney time is 8 o'clock South African and Namibian time. If you're anywhere in the rest of the world, please use the World Clock Buddy, I think it's called, and look up the time difference. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. Have a fabulous day. Bye.